I don't know what to start with. I've been making Katka content since the last 4 years, and every time I made this final video, I felt equally, if not more, anxious by every single year passing. पहले मैंने जितनी भी videos इस channel पे बनाई हैं, जब भी last time wish करना होता था, I made sure that it was a me to you talk, but this time I wanted to make it a little more personal. So let me start with the first point, which is that we often feel कि वो जो result है ना, वो हमसे बहुत दूर है, and hence हम जो progress करते हैं, हम उससे भी note नहीं करते. Like for example, many of you might have set a target of scoring 99 percentile, but mocks में maybe 70 भी cross नहीं हो रहा है. So for you, that target or that result is too far away, and that is what might be demotivating you. But can you just look at the progress across these months? Can you look at how many times you put in the effort जबकि लग भी नहीं रहा था कि उस दिन you might be able to study? Now if I have to relate it with my own experience, मैं पहले YouTube पे हर हफ्ते में 2 videos डालती थी, but recently my frequency of uploads has gone down significantly. The reason is because even showing up that day was very difficult for me, and the same way showing up for you might have been very difficult on certain days. But can you just look at the progress you've made? Can you just look at how much effort you put in despite those days? We shouldn't also be that hard on ourselves कि हम लोग अपने effort को ही recognize ना करें. So the point that I'm trying to make is that now that you have a few hours or days left for the exam, can you give a pat on your back and tell yourself that you appreciate yourself for all that you've done, for whatever amount that you've done, you've still done a lot. The second thing I would want to share is how I managed anxiety or stress in the last few months and how you can do it too before the exam. So there are 2 exercises that I was taught and they genuinely helped me, so that's why I'm going to share them here. In case अगर आपको exam से पहले कभी भी ऐसी feeling आती है, this is what you can do. The first one is taking deep breaths in a certain way. First, take a deep breath up to 90% of your capacity, then hold it for a few seconds, then again take another breath for the remaining 10%, then hold, and then a few seconds later release slowly. You can repeat this 2 or 3 times. You don't necessarily have to close your eyes, and that genuinely helps you calm down. The second exercise is soothing yourself. So just like if you had to comfort your friend, तो आप कुछ ना कुछ करोगे ना, you'll probably hug them or keep your hand on their hand or something like that. So same way, do some soothing exercises. For example, you could probably keep one hand on the other hand and press it a little. So just that, and try these 2 things whenever you feel stressed. The third point is regarding uncontrollables. Now, in the last few months while I was working, there were a lot of uncontrollables in my life. There were power cuts, there were like shore ho raha hai raaste mein, I can't make videos, and on many days my health did not allow me to do that. So there were uncontrollables in place. Same way, when you are going to go to the exam center, it may happen that the invigilators aren't supportive, the test center doesn't have the right infrastructure, there is no technical support. बहुत कुछ हो सकता है that people worry about. But remember that these are things that are not under your control. And if you look at the larger scheme of things, 99.99% लोगों का एग्जाम एकदम स्मूथली ही होता है, कोई टेक्निकल डिफिकल्टीज नहीं आती. बट जब हम नेट पे पढ़ते हैं तो हमें सिर्फ वो आउटलायर केसेस ही पढ़ने को मिलते हैं जहाँ किसी का टेस्ट सेंटर की वजह से एग्जाम खराब हो गया. जस्ट नो दैट इट्स वेरी वेरी लेस लाइकली दैट इट विल हैपन. सो उसके बारे में सोच के पैनिक करने का कोई पॉइंट नहीं होएगा. द फोर्थ पॉइंट इज अबाउट सेविंग योर एनर्जी. दिस इज समथिंग आई लर्न द हार्ड वे, बट इट वॉज हेल्पफुल. सो बहुत बार ऐसा होता है when we are feeling anxious, people have different ways of coping with it. I have a way कि मैं बहुत ज़्यादा बात करती हूँ about it with other people and mostly with friends or family. अब हो क्या रहा था कि अगर मान लो मैं अपने anxious issues के बारे में बात कर रही हूँ and then सामने वाला भी अपनी anxiety share कर रहा है, so that led to a very low level of energy throughout the day. When you go to the exam center, वहाँ पर सबका energy level already बहुत low होता है. The more you hear someone say that, the more anxious you are going to feel. Maybe revising a formula book, or if you have something else to do, maybe you chant some mantra, or maybe you do deep breathing exercises, anything at all that can take your mind off all that anxiety and save you from talking to other people. I think that will help. The fifth and the final point is regarding what are you supposed to do on this last day or a few hours before the CAT exam. So you just have to revise your formula book और कुछ नहीं करना है. Don't take up any new topics, anything new. Just make sure कि जितना आपने किया है उसको अब आप समेट लो या finally perform करके आओ. Formula book revise करनी है तो limited number of times करो and just de-stress a little. Maybe talk to your parents if you feel like, maybe watch a movie if you feel like, just stay calm, just listen to music, just maybe go for a walk. Do things that are a little different than your preparation so that you feel like It's not all about the exam till the last day. So now that we've come towards the end of this video, I'm going to say something to you, but to be very honest, मैं ये अपने आप को बोल रही हूँ for all the challenges that I've faced in the last few months and how I've navigated them. You can write it in the comments if you want to. Write a line that expresses how proud you are of yourself for the last few months का effort or even a year का effort for many people. Many a times we tend to be very hard on ourselves. हम लोग अपने आप को दूसरों से compare करते हैं कि देखो सब लोग कर पा रहे हैं, मुझसे ही नहीं हो रहा. Let me tell you that you've gone through a lot and you should be really proud of yourself for even showing up. I know इस point पे you would want to focus on the result. You'll be like, but number तो नहीं आ रहे ना, फिर उस effort का क्या फायदा है? You are disrespecting yourself by saying something like that. सोचो अगर आपका कोई दोस्त होता जिसने बहुत effort डाला होता towards something, but maybe उतना अच्छा result नहीं आ रहा होता, would you say that to that person? कि यार तुम तो गए गुजरे हो. Like many of you would, but then think about it on a serious note. Would you say that? No, you would be like, dude, look at the effort you've put in. Look at what you've done. And not कि क्या नहीं हो रहा है. So when you are talking to someone else, you have a very kind or compassionate mindset. But खुद के लिए we are cruel like anything. So the only thing I would want for you is to tell yourself some nice, kind, appreciative, uplifting things before you go for the exam. And if they are to come from me to you, I would genuinely love to tell you how proud I am of each and every person who has worked hard. I wish I was more available in the last few months of your journey, but regardless of that, if at all you were there for yourself, that is what matters the most. And I'm genuinely so proud of you. I'm super proud of every single person who's put in even a single bit of effort. So yes, guys, you're almost there. You just have to give your best. Finally, you'll be able to sleep अच्छे से और क्या चाहिए. So just go to the exam hall, give your best, and I'm sure it will be all right. All the very best, guys. मेरे को please बताना in the comments how your exam went, and if possible, we'll make another video post the exam. Thanks so much for watching this, guys, and here we conclude our journey of CAT 2024.